So I got all the body filler on the entire car, everywhere I need it. So we're just gonna start sanding and doing what we gotta do. It's a little bit sloppy. I put a little bit too much of the hardener in there, so it starts to dry real fast. What's good, grind schoolers? It's your boy Rob, and we back in the shop today. Today we got something unfortunate going down. It's something a little bit different. I wanted to give y'all a El Camino update, which I'm still gonna give y'all an update. I was going to just go ham on the El Camino today and work to get it into the paint booth. But unfortunately, I have some other obligations, and as you can see, the hood over there is up on that car. Unfortunately, I have some other obligations that I gotta attend to first, just because we got some wiring issues, I should say. So anyways, man, before we jump into the video, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell notification so you get a notification every single time we drop another video. As I always say in every video, man, I appreciate all the love. I appreciate all the support, man. I can't thank y'all enough for rocking with me. It means the world to me, man, especially y'all's comments. Every single time y'all drop a comment, every single time y'all DM me, it means a lot to me. So continue to do that, man. Show love, show support. I greatly appreciate that. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the video. All right, y'all. So, unfortunately, we've had a issue with my wife's car. So it's a 2016 Honda Accord, and like I said, this is not what the video is going to be about. It will be about the Elko, but I got to attend to this first. Yesterday I pulled the car out the garage. Everything was solid. It was working just fine. There was nothing wrong with it. And this is a real solid car, so there shouldn't be nothing wrong with it. So when I went to go later on in the day to put the car back into the garage, I turned it on and the car died right away. And I was like, what's wrong? Turned the car back on, died right away. Check engine light came on. And I was trying to figure out what the deal was. And so I went ahead and turned the car on, revved up the engine as if it was like carburetor or something. The car stayed on, and I was able to pull it back into the garage. Came back out this morning, tested it. There was a bunch of codes that it was throwing, like low voltage on, or high voltage on the mass airflow sensor, low voltage on some other things. And so I came in here and discovered that my wires were chewed up pretty good. I don't know where so it looks like a rodent, I'm thinking a rabbit, went up in there and chewed up the wires. Luckily, it's the mass airflow wires on top, and it's easily accessible, and I should be able to splice into it. I'll have to reroute the wires and splice into them and make them fit or whatever. Luckily, I have extensive wiring history and wiring, I guess, experience with the Elko and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and splice into it. I'm gonna have to reroute the wire because they did eat up a lot of wire, like pretty much, you know, I'd probably say about 4 inches of wire between everything. And so I'm gonna have to splice into it because I can't really find this wiring harness, and I need to get this car running today. I'm really crossing my fingers and hoping that that's all that they ate up. I've been looking around and I really can't see in here anything else that looks messed up, but I won't find out until obviously we get look over it thoroughly. It kind of sucks, man, living kind of out in the country a little bit. You have issues like this with rodents getting up into your stuff and, you know, messing it up. And the reason why I know it's a rabbit instead of like a mouse or something like that is simply because there's a rabbit under the car. There's been rabbits under the car every single time. Like I pull the car out for a little bit, there might be a rabbit up under there that scurries out once I turn the car on. And then also too, like I said, it was pretty much broad daylight, and it was only out there for like 5 hours, and we got a lot of rabbits around here and stuff like that. At first, my initial thought was it was a mouse, but you know, after further investigation, it looks like it's more of a rabbit. There's a lot of hair, like follicles and stuff like that around, and even back there somewhere. So I'm assuming that it's a rabbit and not a mouse, and it makes me more comfortable that it's a rabbit, just because mice are able to get into smaller places and excuse me, they're also able to possibly get into the car. So there could be wiring issues in the dash and all that kind of stuff that I'm unaware of. If it's a rabbit, which I'm pretty much like 99% it's a rabbit, sure it's a rabbit, the rabbit probably came up through there, and there's a lot more space to be able to try to chew stuff up. And once they're done, they're not going to be able to jump inside a hole through the car like a mouse would. So anyways, man, I'm gonna go ahead and splice into this. I'm not gonna show y'all that. I just wanted to explain to y'all what's going down with what I'm doing today, you know what I'm saying? And then we'll go ahead and jump on the Elko and talk about the Elko a little bit. So yeah, let me go ahead and fix this up. We'll talk about the Elko, and then we'll, you know, go ahead and chop it. All right, grind schoolers. So I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of an update video on the Elko. Before, like I told y'all that I wasn't gonna show y'all a bunch of body work and stuff like that, because I've been working through it, trying to get it all done, and I'm not gonna keep showing y'all videos of me sanding down the car, nothing like that. I just want to give y'all a little update of what's going on and what's going down. So the last things that we gotta do, take these drip rails off, which we'll probably do in another video, because I'm not gonna do that today. And then I gotta sand down all the stuff right there, which that will be complete, that'll be taken care of. And then we gotta pretty much skim coat this side of the car and skim coat the bottom and fix all the stuff on the bottom. I pretty much got the other side done. I was planning on getting all of this done and get the car into the paint booth today, just because it's gonna be a nice weekend this weekend, and I wanted to get the polyester primer on the car. The Honda is what's stopping that. That's the main focus right now, because like I said, that's my wife's car, and we need to get that thing running up and fixed. So anyways, we might not be able to get the car into the paint booth this weekend, unfortunately, because of the dilemma that we have over there. However, I just want to give y'all an update video of what's going down. And shout out to NarfG on Instagram for telling me how to pretty much fix these issues that I uncovered when I first started sending down the video. And I'll throw a card in this part of the video so that you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, because I was pretty frustrated when I had found out that it wasn't just this area that was messed up. It was this whole entire section where you see the fiberglass filler. And so what's happening is this panel was patched up before, and they didn't do a very good job. Like, they fixed it, but they just tack welded it. They didn't do a full weld across the bottom there to complete the patch job. So pretty much they had pretty much thrown like a half-inch layer of Bondo on this side of the car, just to kind of fill it in and kind of make it look like it was all good, which obviously that's not going to work. Now the panel itself is pretty good. After I uncovered everything, after I sanded it down to bare metal, it looks pretty good. It's not too terrible and not as bad as I initially thought for them to have, thrown so much Bondo on it. And so, you know, I decided to just fix it. I was quoted probably about a couple grand to cut this whole panel out and fix it. And so I decided to just rock with it and finish it myself, using fiberglass filler. Once again, shout out to NarfG on Instagram for telling me how I should go about it, because I'm not going to spend $2 grand on a patch panel right now, this very second. I want to get the car done. And also too, I'm not going to try to send this car off and then not have a car for however long, just because I got to get that done. So anyways, what I decided to do is I decided to take the fiberglass filler. So I took my stud welder and I popped this dent out. There's a dent right here. I popped it out a little bit. I still kind of left an indentation there a little bit, because I didn't want to pop it out far enough to the point where I would have had to knock it back in to make it straight. So then I took the fiberglass filler. It's just a thin layer. It's not like caked on here. You can kind of still see through it a little bit. You can kind of see some metal through it a little bit. I took a thin layer and I pretty much covered up the imperfections in this panel that they had. And then I'm just gonna sand that down, and then I'm a body filler over the top of it, make it nice and straight, make it nice and smooth. We're not caking it on, so we're just gonna try to make the panel very, very straight, and then we'll polyester it, and then we'll make sure it's dead straight. You won't even be able to tell that this panel was replaced. Now, like I said, that is not 100% the right way to fix it, but since I'm limited on my skill and what I can do, that's my solution to fixing it. And I don't think we'll have any issues doing it like that, just because, like I said, this fiberglass filler is not caked on there. It's really, really thin. And then when I put the body filler on there, once again, that will be really, really thin as well. It does look like this panel will eventually have to be replaced, because it looks like it is a little bit like wavy, I guess you could say. So if you look at it, it's a little bit wider back here, and it kind of goes in a little bit. So eventually this panel will have to be cut out and replaced and all that kind of good stuff. But as of right now, with my skill limitation, it's not gonna get cut out. We're just gonna rock with it like that. So we're not gonna do candy or anything like that. We're gonna probably do either a single stage or a 2-stage paint job, and we'll be able to get the panel cut out, and we'll be able to blend and match the paint. So that's not a big deal. Moving on down here. Now, in my video as well, and I've showed this multiple times, there was a hole right here. And so pretty much what I did was I just used the fiberglass filler to kind of fill that in as well. And we'll sand it down, make it more smooth. And pretty much I kind of pulled the dent or the indentation out so that it's kind of more flush. And then I put the fiberglass filler. As you can see, like I said, it's pretty thin on here. It's not really, really thick. Obviously, we still got to sand it down some more. And then we'll smooth it over with some body filler. And then there was a little tiny dent right here, or a pretty big dent. It wasn't a big dent, but it was indented pretty large. It wasn't like a little ding. It was like a quarter size dent right here that was like really, really pushed in. I don't know how in the world that happened, but anyways, I went ahead and threw the stud welder on there, pulled the dent out, and swiped some fiberglass filler. We still got to sand it down some more, and pretty much cleared that up. And then, you know, we'll go over it, like I said, everything with the body filler, make sure it's all good. And then obviously we're gonna sand this rust stuff out. And there's like some little tiny rust holes that I filled in with the fiberglass filler as well. And that's pretty much, like I said, the solution to the issues. And once we paint it and do the fiberglass filler, polyester, all that kind of stuff, you won't even be able to tell that there was any issues right here. Now, with my limitations, once again, I'm saying this multiple times because I don't have the expertise to do it 100% correctly, which would be cut this whole panel out and weld it and, you know, put it back in. My second option would be pay $2 grand for somebody to do it. However, I'm not in the position to take this car and have it gone for 6 months. That's not what we're gonna do, because then there won't be any content and it would just be a dud. So to continue to keep moving on and get paint on this car before the Impala comes back, this is my solution. And we'll figure it out once the car's painted, and we'll do it over again on this panel once it's done, or have somebody blend the paint once it's done. Pay the $2 grand to get the panel replaced. But for now, this is my solution. So please don't grill me in the comments saying, oh, you're not doing it right, blah, 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 blah. This is my temporary solution based on my expertise. Because, all right, y'all, so I got all the body filler on the entire car, everywhere I need it. So we're just gonna start sanding and doing what we gotta do. It's a little bit sloppy. I put a little bit too much of the hardener in there, so it starts to dry real fast. But, you know, like I said, it's a little bit sloppy, a lot sloppier than I would have liked. It got real dry right here. And then down here where that other body, where that plastic filler was, it was real dry at this point. So I had to kind of scrape it off. That's why it looks real choppy. So I'll probably sand it down and then redo that. But other than that, man, I started to use a little bit less hardener. Started to be a little bit more generous with the drying time or whatever. And so, yeah, we got all down there, down along the side. Like I said, it's a little sloppy, a lot sloppier than I would have liked, but whatever, man. It's gonna get sanded down. And then after we hit all those points, sand it all down, get it all nice and pretty, we'll be ready for the polyester. So yeah, man, that's gonna do it for the update on the Elko. Like I said, I'll probably sand all this down tomorrow, get all of it done so that I could get the car in the booth. But like I said, I was set back by my wife's car issue, so, but it's all good, man. Life happens, things happen, that's just the way it goes. So, but that's it, man. Like I said, we moving. But all right, y'all, I'll chop it with y'all in a second. All right, grind schoolers, I hope y'all enjoyed the video, man. It wasn't nothing too much. I just wanted to update y'all on the car because the last couple of videos that I had weren't really like updates on the car. The last video I had was I picked up the LS motor for the Impala, and then the one before that I built the paint booth, and then I think the one before that I had went to go look at a truck and a trailer or something like that. So we haven't really seen the Elko in quite some time. Well, we've seen it, but not like talked about it or actually worked on it or whatever. I haven't really updated y'all on my progress. So, like I said, we are moving right along. Like I said, I painted the full frame and got it nice and cleaned up. Like I said, I scuffed it up real good, hit it with the rust encapsulator and hit it with the chassis black. It looks really good up under there. So when you look up under there, it's nothing that looks too crazy. Eventually, or one day, I will scuff up the bottom of the car and hit it with the undercoat, so that is, you know, we have one uniform look. Everything is solid. You know, this car will be super duper dope. This is a garage build, man. Like I said, with the other side, my expertise is limited, so I'm doing what I can in my garage without having to outsource the work to anybody else. But yeah, we're moving right along. Everything is coming out really good. We are sanding down a bunch of this Bondo off of the car, which is how you're supposed to do it. You're not supposed to cake up the Bondo on the car and just leave it there and, you know, shape the panel. That's not how it's supposed to be done, because you'll end up getting cracking in your paint and, you know, whatever. Anyways, we're sanding the car down. We're doing it right. We're getting it all knocked out and put together. So, you know, this thing will be in polyester primer very soon, and hopefully by the time, I don't know, I'm not even gonna put a time estimate on it, because, you know, it's just too much. But anyways, man, thank y'all for rocking with me. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell notification so you get a notification every single time we drop another video. Also, if it's not too hard to ask, go ahead and share it with a friend. We are growing pretty quickly. And thank y'all for all the love and support. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. It was nothing too much because, as you can see, you know, it just is what it is. But anyways, man, without further ado, always remember, work hard so you can live free.